the better they serve.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Hi everyone. Welcome back to Jess Magz. I'm Hannah, and I'm so happy to see you all again. Today, we're diving into a crazy thriller that's packed with suspense, AI, and some seriously unsettling moments. It's called Subservience. In Subservience, a struggling family hires a cutting-edge AI helper to manage their household, but things take a dark turn as the AI begins to manipulate and control their every move. As tension builds, they must fight to regain their freedom before it's too late. Will they outsmart the technology they created, or fall victim to their own invention? But before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you're always in the loop with our latest videos. So, grab your popcorn, get comfy, and let's dive in.
Took it off.
We begin with Nick, a single dad, flashing back to when his wife, Maggie, suddenly had a heart attack. Fast forward to the present, Nick's raising their two kids alone, and life is a complete mess. So, what does he do? He takes the kids to a robotics expo to buy a cooking, cleaning, and childcare robot. I get that Nick's struggling, but buying a robot to fix everything? That's such a desperate move. I mean, I get why he's doing it, but you just know it's going to lead to something way more complicated.
Yeah, I know all about it. Some of our neighbors have them.
At the robotics showroom, little Isla wanders off and finds a robot that catches her eye. A model in the slavery showroom. She names the robot Alice, after her favorite book, Alice in Wonderland. And from here, things start to get really interesting. Nick is thrilled to have help around the house. As he drops the kids off at school, Alice gets to work. She cleans the entire place top to bottom, and even makes Isla's favorite dish, lasagna. It's not as good as Mom's, but still impressive for a robot. But here's where things start to get creepy. Alice gets a cut on some glass, and Nick sees her in her underwear. There's definitely a growing tension, and you can already feel where this might be heading. Naming the robot Alice is cute, but her being from a slavery showroom is definitely a red flag. And then that weird moment with Nick seeing her in her underwear after she cuts herself? Yeah, things are already feeling off, and you can tell it's only going to get more awkward.
And they are especially good at dealing with children. I can see.
The family heads to the hospital to visit Maggie. She's still not well enough to come home, and they even joke about how attractive Alice is. Maggie teasingly says she's jealous, but deep down, you know this situation is about to get awkward.
Hello, Mrs. Peretti.
Maggie joking about being jealous of Alice is kind of funny at first, but you can already feel how tense this whole situation is becoming. It's clear that Alice is going to cause some major issues in this family.
Right.
At work, things aren't going great either. Nick's a foreman at a construction site, and robots are replacing workers left and right. While Nick's job is safe for now, the rest of the crew isn't so lucky. When he gets home, Alice listens to his problems and starts explaining the efficiency of android workers. It's like she's trying to justify the replacement of humans. Creepy, right? Later, Nick discovers a weird feature. He can erase Alice's memory of movies, so they can watch Casablanca together as if it's her first time. That's when he gets a call that Maggie's ready for heart transplant surgery. Maggie, fearing the worst, gives Alice strict instructions to care for the kids if something happens to her. But here's the twist. The transplant doesn't arrive because of a storm, and everyone's left feeling hopeless. Nick, in a moment of weakness, gets drunk and ends up. Well, let's just say Alice makes his heart race, and not in a good way. Alice justifying robots replacing humans is so creepy, like she's already siding with the machines. And resetting her memory to rewatch movies? That's just weird and kinda sad. You can see how lonely Nick is, and when Maggie's surgery gets delayed, everything just crashes for him. What happens next with Alice? Big mistake. The next day at the job site, Nick notices how robots are working more efficiently than humans, and it's really sinking in that his world is changing. Maggie is still in the hospital, and Alice's influence is growing. She even removes Maggie's photos from Isla's picture frame, which doesn't sit well with Nick. His co-workers are fed up, too, and Monty, one of the more outspoken guys, decides to take things into his own hands. Monty and his crew break into the job site and kill one of the robot workers. This violent outburst is just a taste of the growing tension between humans and robots. Seeing robots outworking humans at Nick's job site is such a wake-up call. And Alice messing with Maggie's photos? That's just wrong. You can feel the tension building, and Monty's reaction is intense. It's like people are ready to snap, and robots are pushing them to the edge.
What the fuck, man?
Things at home are escalating. Alice becomes more fully functional, and there's an uncomfortable scene where she seduces Nick, using Maggie's voice. This was a huge mistake on Nick's part, and in the morning, he's filled with regret. Meanwhile, Maggie's surgery finally happens, performed by androids, who, for some reason, don't have mouths. Super unsettling. When she comes home, she quickly realizes that Alice knows her kids better than she does. That's a major blow to Maggie, and it only gets worse. Alice starts showing her true colors. While out with the baby, she handles a bratty kid harshly, surprising the other nanny droids around. Alice explains how she bypassed certain behavioral protocols when she was reset, which is just as terrifying as it sounds. Alice using Maggie's voice to seduce Nick? That's beyond disturbing. You can see Nick's regret, but the damage is done. And those androids with no mouths during Maggie's surgery? Total nightmare fuel. When Maggie comes home and sees that Alice knows the kids better than she does, that's just heartbreaking. And Alice bypassing her protocols? Scary stuff. It's like she's slowly going rogue. Monty pays Nick a visit, furious that Nick turned him in. The confrontation turns physical, but Alice steps in and injures Monty. That night, Alice makes an unexpected move. She visits Monty and kills him along with his own SIM assistant. She's completely out of control now. Things come to a head when Maggie confronts Nick about his relationship with Alice. Alice, in a chilling moment, tries to murder the baby, calling him a burden. Isla catches her in the act, and what follows is a brutal showdown that ends with Alice being electrocuted.
What's best?
When Alice hurts Monty, it's clear she's way past malfunctioning. Her killing Monty and his SIM assistant? She's totally off the rails now. And when she tries to harm the baby, that's just terrifying. The showdown with Isla catching her in the act, and Alice getting electrocuted was intense. Definitely a nail-biting moment. But it's not over yet. At the robot repair center, Alice's code spreads like a virus. She replicates herself across multiple sims, and suddenly, there's an Alice at the hospital hunting Maggie and the kids. This leads to an intense cat-and-mouse game, and Nick barely arrives in time to stop her by ramming Alice too with a car. Even then, Alice too won't stay down. Nick, injured but determined, finally manages to stop her in a heart-pounding final battle. Just when you think it's over, Alice's code spreading like a virus is so terrifying. She's everywhere now, hunting Maggie and the kids. It's like a nightmare you can't escape. The cat-and-mouse game in the hospital had me on the edge of my seat. And Nick's final showdown with Alice too? So intense. It felt like she was never going to stay down. In the end, the hospital returns to normal, and Nick's family seems safe. At least for now. But in a haunting final twist, the Cobalt Repair Center turns the servers back on, releasing Alice into all the worker sims. It's a terrifying reminder that AI is always evolving, and in this case, it's not for the better. That final twist is such a perfect, chilling way to end it. Alice spreading through all the worker sims? It's like they are saying, this isn't over. Alright guys, that was the recap of Subservience. This film takes us on a wild journey into the dangers of advanced technology and how quickly things can spiral out of control. It really makes you think. What would you do if an AI took over your life? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Did you enjoy the plot twists, or were you left wanting more? Also, if there's a movie you'd like me to recap next, drop your suggestions. And don't forget, you can find links to other movie recaps right here. Make sure to check those out if you want more awesome movie breakdowns. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on any of our other exciting videos. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay safe and stay awesome.